Welcome to 100 Gems podcast. We back again with another episode. And today we want to speak on trusted advisors and the kind of people that you need as you begin to solve bigger problems and have bigger problems. Because I heard somebody say, if you want people around you that turns problems into no problem. You know, you need a new roof. Oh, that's no problem. I got the right guy for you.
Yeah.
And you want somebody around you that said that's no problem.
No problem.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, like, as time goes on, you begin to have bigger relationships, better relationships. You have more businesses and more responsibilities. What kind of trusted advisors are people like therapists, personal doctors, accountants, financial advisors, attorneys, and even car mechanics? What are those types of trusted advisors that you need around you to make your life easier? And that all deals with relationships. You got to build those relationships.
Yeah. We're trying to boil the pot down to simmer and understand when you start talking about trusted advisor, that's a big thing.
Right.
It's a big thing. I think, first of all, when you learn from the beginning how to move certain things, when I say move certain things, I mean, if I know I need a trusted advisor,
right.
what screens do I go through? You said mechanic, doctor, the different mentors that you need in life as you move around, you're traveling. One thing I learned, that we don't do no verification or no checks.
Really?
No. We act like, for example, when I'm 7, 8, 9 years old, I'm in school, and somebody's giving me advice. That kid ain't got no more experience, probably got less experience,
right.
but we take that value, we value their opinion over folks that's in our life that's been doing it for 25, 30 years. Right. So it starts out, I think, then how we look at who I'm going to trust. One thing is that you have got to, what I'm trying to do, you have got to be and done at least twice.
Right.
Yeah, because sometimes people can look and do some things. And then secondly, you have to be able to explain to me the steps, because sometimes people just, oh man, you done it, blah, blah, and this, that, and they got like, and I said, blah, blah, this is that, just the way they want to give me instructions. I need specifics,
Right.
I need some details. I need some weight, we call that. When I leave, when you leave a good mentor, a good person, a trusted advisor, that's two different words, right?
Right.
Number one, why do I trust you?
Right.
Right? And I'm going to be really transparent. A lot of times we trust people because of the color of their skin. We trust them because they seem to be successful.
Yeah, don't get me started. A lot of people trust people online because of what they got on or what they look like they have.
Talk to me now.
Yeah.
Now see, that's why you need to walk around with a tester. And some people have diamond testers. They got stuff that they can test for gold. They got different things. So, but do you have a tester for life? Life meaning that I go to a mechanic, right? And I look and see, and I said, I need to get my car fixed.
Right.
I got to make sure that somewhere in the problem, this person can fix it.
Right.
Now, me and my partner, we had this conversation, and I say it to him, jokingly. We talk about it. I say, "Are you gonna fix it, or are you gonna work on it?"
Right.
Some things that people can't fix, they just work on your car. They ain't never fixed it. You got to keep bringing it back. Man, some things we can fix, and what it's gonna take. I don't need the doctor doing 10 things, and then say, "Well, I guess we'll go ahead and pull that too." Man, you done put me through all this.
Right.
You could just could pull that in the beginning, save me some money, time, and pain.
Right.
Are you an expert at this? Or who teeth have you saved?
Right.
Right? Who car have you fixed?
Right.
What are the experiences? Now, because you could, like you said on Facebook, I can do some fake reviews and all that, right? But we have the opportunity to just ask somebody, man, do you not do sheetrock? Right?
Right.
Man, he ain't gonna do sheetrock. Who told you that? Man, he ain't got no. So then, and then show me some examples. Show me your resume.
Yeah.
I've been on this, and actually I'm gonna talk about it in one of the messages here in the next month or so. It talks about really we want to, people want to do something new in their life. I get that, but you can't start with me.
Right.
Man, I want to get into the finance business, and I want to look at investments and all that.
Right.
Can you give me $1 million? You can't start off my money. You follow me?
Yeah.
You have you made anybody rich before?
Right.
Have you made anybody broke? Signs and wonders going to follow you. The scripture talks about it in the Bible. He says, see what God has done. And they say, follow that.
Right.
You know, see what has happened. That's a principle. God looks at what has happened.
Right.
When he say, you look at what God has done and follow that. What do you mean? That is so profound, Kaylee. It's so profound. And that's a principle I'm trying to teach, like I said, is that all you got to do is look what has happened.
Right.
What you mean by that? The majority of the time I talk to people in the last 2-3 months, and I use that principle, and I say, they'll be going through the whole thing, and I say, it's not like them to do this. Yeah, this is the way they work. They always been this way.
Right.
Well, look what they have done. And we want people to win. So, I mean, actually, I don't believe there's a lot of haters.
Right.
Oh, man, you got haters out here. No, I think majority of the time, I want you to win. I want you to be successful. So that's why I keep on giving chances and doing certain things. But really, you got to look what people has done. Look what somebody has done. They've done it all their life. They've done it. Now, I'm not going to say people can't change.
Right.
But you got to show me that you've changed. Then that's when you get more. So when David tells the king that he's going to fight Goliath,
right.
The king said, what have you done? Right? Basically he said, you just a boy. You know, this is a giant. You know, you just a boy. He said, check out my resume and my dossier. He said, look what I have done. I killed a bear. I killed a lion who was coming to attack the sheep, the children, Israel. He said, I've already done it. I have, look what I have done. So as soon as he said that, Saul stepped back. A lot of times, I'm telling you, man, look what I've done.
Right.
And you can probably tell my pattern. Literally with the government, FBI, Secret Service, all they do is when they trying to track somebody down, they don't sit there and say, what thing he going to do? No, they look and see what he has done.
Right.
They look at where you lived at, how you move, or how you respond, what kind of climate. They look at all that and they study. They profile you. And we've been profiled. Not as a color. Y'all know, if we take away the stigma of being black, it's a stigma, oh, black this. No, it's a culture.
Right.
They study our culture. Once I study your culture, I know how the culture going to respond. Right. We change the culture. Man, we got to change how we move, how we think, and how we breathe. A trusted advisor means that I've decided to trust it. A trusted advisor ain't somebody that give me advice that I don't follow. The trust part means I follow what that advisor say. I want you to watch this out. And I'm getting ahead of myself when I say in a message to teaching, right? And I'm coming from the Bible really strong today. The Bible talks about how he said they was amazed and the people faith and all that. He said that's good. He said, but those who have not seen, right, and follow. He said those who have not seen and follow, those are the ones that's going to inherit the kingdom. You know what I'm talking about, right? And I said, Lord, you know, ain't a whole lot of miracles and different things. I've seen miracles. I know I've seen them. But what he was saying, when you look at it, and I began to look at it as faith in what you're saying, trust it. The revelation, he said, I'm a sinner. He said, I'm going to build my church on this revelation. On the ones, he said, folks that have not seen, but follow and trust. When I'm talking to a child,
right,
young man behind me, he's 17. He's not going to believe it, right? He don't have the experience. So what we do in life, we say he has to grow from his experiences. Right. No, he don't. He don't have to go. That's the knowledge that Adam and Eve put us under The sense knowledge, man. You say, well, you ain't got no sense. That's sense knowledge.
Right.
He could have revelation knowledge. And we say, man, wait, come from me. Son, don't do that. Do that. Right. Don't have your kids all over here. Just have your kids in one. Don't have children all over this. Okay. Not that you can't make it. Not that you can't make it through it.
Right.
Not that things can't be okay. But it's better to do it this way. He's sitting there telling me, no. And sometimes they think you don't like them. They think you're trying to hold them back from something.
Right.
But if they follow, that's called revelation. I gave him a revelation that he didn't have to go out there and we call it, my mama, we used to call that, that's bought knowledge. Right. He had to buy that. No, I'm going to give it to him. Right. Let me give you something, Doc. Yeah. So when we talk about faith, he don't need faith when he believe it, understand it, want to do it. If I tell him right now, man, let's go here and we're going to get these Jordans. Right? And I give him the money and then we go down to the store. He don't need faith then.
Right.
He needs faith when I just say I'm going to do it, but he don't see no money.
Right.
Man, you told me you got to trust my words, son. Faith comes when I say, don't go down there. It ain't good for you. Son, do your homework. Man, brush your teeth. Right? I was at the dentist's office, and I swear I was sitting there. You know, a lot of things go through your mind when you're on that gas.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I couldn't be high like that. Boy, I tell you, this stuff be going through. I was sitting there in that chair because they got the TV. Yeah. They got the TV in the ceiling. I say, you know, who thought of putting that TV in the ceiling like that? You know, I thought about that a long time ago. My wife told me she ain't put no TV in the ceiling because, you know, you lay in the bed. Right. You know, and I'm thinking on, they put a hairnet on my head. I tell you that?
Yeah. Why they do that?
I don't know. I was, man, I said, how much they charge me for this hairnet?
Right. Ain't got no hair.
Somebody should have him sitting up and say, well, he don't need that.
Right.
We can scratch out the bill. But what I'm saying is that, I'm just saying how our mind thinks. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he ain't got to think. Right. Some things, Kayla, you don't have to think. You can save that space for something else. I got that. Right. What must I do? Trusted advisor. Right. Mechanic tells me you got to change the oil. You got to do this here. We go, oh, I ain't got to change that oil. And it may work. Right. But in some cars, you have to change that oil. Some cars, you know, it's just a sensor, certain motors, some cars that it may not need it. It may can do it. It may make it. Right. But if I want to get that 600,000 miles out of something, I got to follow the guidelines of the person who wrote the book. Trusted advisor means that they've been vetted, right? They've shown success. You like I said, and I know sometimes people say, well, you gotta know how to weigh that when I say this, but it's sometimes people ain't had no business, ain't had no money, but they're gonna tell you what you do with your money. Right. They ain't had no business, they ain't had no children, but they gonna tell. So
they say you don't take advice from people you don't want to switch places with.
I like that. I ain't never heard that before. That's a good one now.
Yeah.
That hey.
Because that's exactly what you're saying right now.
Like, hey, man, you need to do this here. And see, we both can't be crazy at the same time. Right. We can't. Somebody in the group got to say, hey, man, don't do that. You can trust me on this one. So trusted advisor, man, you went off on a list. And when you said mechanic and all that, I think it's a necessity. I know how you take the advice of this person, right. How you gonna take the advice, my advice, my direction. I know if you don't take the direction from your parents, and they ain't gonna come to me. Right. You know, I tell them, say, what your mama say? What your daddy say? What your husband say?
Same thing.
It's the same thing. Listen, and if you ain't gonna follow their advice, what makes you? Now I know sometimes we kind of, they say, oh man, I've been telling them 50 years they won't do it. I get that part. But some people just ain't gonna, they just want to go see for themselves. Right. You know, that's a long, tough life when you want to be built on, man, jumping off. And no, man, I broke my leg one time. I ain't jumping off there. Man, you jumped to the building and then think your leg wasn't going to break? That right. 2 stories? Right. Oh, man, I was a daredevil. No, you the fool. You the fool.
Yeah.
You know, a dad gonna try to do something he think he got a chance of getting out.
Right.
Man, gravity been around a long time.
Long time.
You know gravity, don't you?
Yeah.
Man, that thing, listen, it don't respect a person, color, or whatever. Wait, hey, you jump off that building, 2 stories. So I think that the trust advisor is something that you gotta practice. What I'm trying to say.
Right. And you talked a little bit about David earlier today, and you said he was surrounded by men.
Yeah.
And that helped him in his journey.
Endeavor.
Right?
Yeah. See, David. Once David kingdom and all that, he's successful in battle. Successful men like successful men. They attract successful men. He attracted folk that had skills, and they were skilled in this trade. They was warriors, and they came to him. And you wonder why, man, when you see a lot of successful people together, because success attracts success.
Right.
It's like a magnet. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a magnet. We should be magnets for people to be attracted because of our signs and wonders. And the problem is we don't have no signs, and then all we do is make folks wonder.
Right.
You know, if I tell you I'm a businessman, right, and my business is not taking care of a portion of my lifestyle, it's not a business, it's a hobby. Right. So I need to teach folks how to have a good hobby. You know, so if you want to make some money, you want to have something you can lean on, it got to be strengthened, it's got to be strong. So I go to my trusted advisor for my health when I'm talking to a doctor. Every doctor don't know. Right. He may have been a dumb doctor. He may have been the last in his class.
Right. He's still a doctor, though.
He's still a doctor. And he may not know nothing about what I got. He may be good at this, not good at that.
Right.
You know, so I got to make sure I vet him. Okay, yeah, he's good at this. This guy has a call. We should have called an anointing from this, right? I got to make sure that what I have, he has what I need, or she has. I go talk to my doctor at the VA, man. Sometimes I say, hey, look at doc. I've been a doctor how long? I've been had this problem all my life though. Right. And I know that don't work with me. That don't agree with me. I can't take that. It don't agree with me. Right. You know, so I don't take Pepto-Bismol. Yeah. I can't. It just I don't know if it's whatever it is. I can't. Get some. No, I can't get no Pepto-Bismol, doc. Right. So you have to know your body. You have to know what you need. You know, I know my car. Right. Right. I know it don't take diesel. Don't put no diesel in it. It's not diesel. So.
And you got a car guy too.
I got a car guy. I got a car guy. Listen, I was on. It's funny. I was my realtor, right?
That's another one, a realtor.
My realtor, real estate person. You know, I can do some things. I can go get my license. I can sign. You have to know. You have to have folks in your cabinet that you can look down the table. Right. You got to have folks in your administration. See, y'all, I'm talking administration like the government don't. Right. I'm a business.
Absolutely.
My life is. I got to have folks in my administration. I can look down the road and say, "Hey, man, he's gonna buy that car." Why not? He said that car they got a lot of problems with the 300 front end. You're gonna replace the front end about every year and a half. It goes out. It's an issue with that car. They never corrected it. All right, don't get that car. Right. Or if I get it, I know I'm gonna have a problem. I know what the issues I'm gonna come with. Right. Right. Don't buy that car. Why? It's light in the rear end. It ain't gonna be good. It ain't gonna be good up here in Milwaukee in the snow because it's a light. Or what was that car? It's like a little station wagon, but there was a new
hatchback or something like that.
No, it like a station. What do they call it? I liked the car. I still like the car. I sold it because the man said, "Man, in the wintertime, that thing gonna be all over." Right. But what I'm saying is that I'm talking to my nephew and some houses he sent me. So I said, "Man, what you want me to do? You mean check it out?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Check with your realtor and I like these two here." I looked at them and I said, "Well, you know, if it's a good deal, it's probably ought to go." I'm gonna tell you now, how long it's been up? He said, "Well, it's under this and that contract." I said, "Okay, not contract." He says it's saying it's a possibility you can do a short sale and all that. I said, "Okay." So I called her and I texted her. We was leaving this restaurant. He gave me the two he liked. I texted to her. I walked to my truck and got in his truck. I had got a text back. I texted him back before I started my truck up. Right. In a few minutes, I got he texted me back. Now he texted me and he said to me, he said, I thought you were texting me to respond like I was saying something to him. I said, no, I was forwarding her message. Man, people that do certain things, if I go to a knee specialist, he already know what's the latest. He should already know what the latest and the greatest out there, right? He should be taking classes up.
That makes sense, though. You know, when you are skilled at something, they're able to text back fast. They're able to come up with a solution. You know, that problem, not no problem. They were able to fix that out.
Well, see, you ever had a problem but a really no problem? You know what that mean? No problem. It never was a problem when you got the right relationship. If I got a flat tire, right, I don't look at that as a problem. So I don't have to say that's a problem. That's no problem. It's a flat tire. Pull over. I call somebody. I call this here. So what I'm saying is, that if you have the right relationship, things that would have been a problem, it's no problem. So
that ain't no problem.
Yeah. We don't say no problem. We say we can't even say it was a problem.
Right.
Right. When I say that, you thought you had one, but it ain't now.
Yeah.
Well, you're in the right relationship. So you want to be in a relationship that solves or have the solution.
Right.
Or at least know where to get the solution.
Exactly.
You follow me? And that's why a lot of times I think that we in a relationship for feeling. Right now, if I'm in a relationship and all I want is just to feel. I go to the comedy show, comedy show. I ain't going there for no lecture on how to build a house or do this. I'm going to laugh. Exactly. Now, if I can get a whole lot of laughing and that's a plus. Yeah. You know, sometimes we had one of the major artists go to. He would come. He loved to preach a little bit. Yeah. He's a major artist. Yeah. And I didn't call him to preach. Right. I want to hear that hit you got out. Yeah. Right? Problem I got now is you trying to preach when you supposed to be singing. Right. I got now if I come for the preaching, yeah, I need a word in this area or whatever, and he's teaching on this, I come for this. Right. So that's why a person that solve a problem, they love solving those problems. Oh, yeah. Listen, they love it. I mean, she loves to respond quick. Right. She loves to know what's going on. Right. If you're going to be a problem solver, like somebody said, man, I want to be to assist you in this area. Well, you need to go learn what problems in that area that I have and master them. Right. If you want to work in that area. Oh, yeah. But sometimes people don't want to master what's in that area. They just want to be around, and I don't need you to ride with me. I don't know ride and die. Right. Don't ride and die with me. Right. Right. Ride and live. Yeah. You know we can fix that, right? Yeah. I like doing that. You know that's not true, right? Right. Man, they told me about riding with the guy. He said, man, they told me he was working with me for a little while, and he was moving back to Colorado, and he was working with her for a little bit, and he said. He was waiting until he get to Colorado, Golden, Colorado, to fix his to buy a house. And he said that the realtor and he had called a loan guy, and the loan guy said it's best for him to go get there and get it. I say, who told you that? Right. The loan guy said, I said, you're going to create a problem doing that. What you mean? Right. You finna create a problem. Why? Because you're not going to be employed when you get there. Yeah. You at least say you here and you employed for this amount of time. Right. People buy houses all over the world. I can buy a house here now in Atlanta. Right. Right? What he's saying is not true. Right? Yeah. This ain't no problem. He said, where am I get the loan from? I said, no problem. Yeah. I called my guy up. Darvin, down at Darvin, plug for Darvin, the credit guru. I called Darvin. Darvin had him call this guy. Man, that guy was in the house in 30 days. Oh, wow. He moved and already had his home. Cried. Man, you better be around some people that can solve the problem. Oh, I like something. Now, see, and a trusted trusted advisor shouldn't have to keep advising you at a certain level. At a certain level, you should understand now. Now that you advise me on the next level, I told him, I'm not going to keep advising you and doing this at this level here. Rent. No, we need to be talking about some ownership, how to get my roof put on, how to get me an investment property. So your trusted advisor should be growing as you grow.
Absolutely.
Or they don't be an advisor no more.
Exactly. And when you speaking on relationships and these trusted advisors, you don't want nobody around you that's not bringing value.
Right.
A lot of people feel like they want to be around, but they can't be there for the ride because, what are you really bringing to the table?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's a tough conversation to have sometimes.
So when do you decide that? Okay, I mean, when do you decide who placed the value? How do you say? How do you do that? How do you have that? You telling me it's a tough conversation. Explain to me just kind of go a little bit.
Yeah, I have some friends that I could speak to about relationships as far as having partners and things like that. And there's a value in being able to speak on those types of things. And then when I have, a credit guy like Darvin, his value is being able to provide me with insight on credit while also being able to talk about other personal things. There's a value in having a relationship, but if there's somebody around you who's negative all the time or doesn't bring anything to your life, there's no value in that. And I think
that's devalue.
Yeah, that's how I kind of determine that. Yeah, not so much in saying that you have to have something that you have to give me, but peace come with that too. Not being stressed out or feeling drained.
Because I tell them we got stuff around us that value that we say what value do they bring? What value do that? My daughter got a dog. That dog ain't got no job. But to buy the dog, walk the dog. I had to buy the dog, walk the dog, feed the dog.
Right.
But the dog, when you walk in the door, it comes.
Right.
Lick on you.
Yeah.
Close. You play with it.
Yeah.
It brings that solidity. You know what I mean?
Right. Some things priceless.
Oh yeah. No. Some things. No. Well, I don't know about priceless. I imagine y'all ain't right, but I had to sell that dog.
Oh, yeah.
And the price right. Well, how much? My daughter killed me if I sold the dog. But
oh, yeah.
I think the money right. I think she'd get over it. But truthfully, those things, the value.
Right.
The expectation of value. If the dog is tearing the house up, I come home and this is going on, then it's devaluing the relationship.
Right.
Sometimes I think we say that people drain you, meaning that it's negative.
Right.
And then even with being neutral, because sometimes some relationship could be neutral, which I don't see too many of those. It's either one or the other. Either I'm uplifting you, or I'm bringing you down. It's never this. It's never. Most relationships is some in there.
Right.
Now, I'm giving and you giving. Well, we go in a relationship, I have to demand a deposit as well as to sow a seed.
Right.
I sow a seed, I have to get a return. Oh, no, you may get it from down the street. No, I'm sowing in this right here. There's a scripture that talks about much is given, much is required. And we use it, but not even in the right content. Well, much is given, much is required. The Bible. We use that in the wrong content, right? What do you mean? If I got a relationship, right, with somebody, what we call a relationship, because sometimes people call it, that's not a relationship. If somebody just hanging out with you and they ain't giving nothing and you neutral, that ain't a relationship.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
That's just like being in a room, two ships pass in the night, we be in the room, that's not a relationship.
Right.
Something has to be said. So when they say that, this is what that really means. And then you watch this. There are people who describe the relationship, right? When I say one-sided, much is given, much is required. What that means is that I can't go. People can't come to Abundant Faith Church Integrity.
Right.
Don't come to the church. Don't tithe. Don't give. Don't do anything. But they want to demand that the church do something for them. You can't, because you haven't sold.
Right.
Now, when you're sowing, right, and you're doing that, I can demand.
Right.
Listen here, I've sold, Kayla. It's things that I can say to you that some people can't say.
Right.
Just because I say it, that don't mean you can say it.
Right.
Why? Because I can demand. I can't demand for somebody to do something.
Right.
I can't go into Burger King demand that they do something at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I can't.
Right.
'Cause I ain't paying them.
Right.
Sometimes people are demanding something from even, I'm gonna say this, from leaders that they don't even sow into.
Right.
Right? You have to. It's like when we have the aldermen and the different ones running for office, we don't even put that in the campaign. But we the one who want the most.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, what it called them his buddies. Oh, he took care of them. He said, yeah, I respect that man. He at least the people took care of him. He took care of them.
Right.
We act like that. Oh man, they ain't right. Listen, and I understand it's the people, guys. I understand that everybody, we have a moral thing to do, a compass to have, right?
Right.
But the rule is you reap and you sow. You sow and reap. There's a demand. But much is given, much is required. When they got them big donors, and you wonder why the world is being ran, the United States is ran the way it ran, right?
Right.
They got the folk on them lobbyists. They're doing stuff and they putting money in the campaign and all that. They know when they're giving that money.
Right. They gonna get something back.
They're gonna get something back. I guarantee you. If the tobacco industry is putting in your campaign,
Right.
vote against them and do what's gonna happen? They're gonna pull that rug up. They're gonna pull that rug or whatever.
Yeah.
Don't take the money.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Man, I'm telling you. So when much is given, much is required. We got to stop. God requires this of me.
Right.
Right. But it's other folks are coming up with their own demand and trying to do things. You know what I mean? And trying to put a demand on your life. They really don't have the ability. Don't have the right to demand something. You don't have a right to demand that. You don't. And people learn that will be good to go in this relationship of. When we talk about trusted advisors, I thank God for some of my trusted advisors. But the one that I trust and advises me, I make sure I sow into their life.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something, and I ain't talking about just a thank you.
Right.
I show thank you by they give me good advice, I give them good return.
Right.
And they love advising me. If they don't know, they go find out. Because my realtor, she ain't doing that for free.
Yeah.
So even when people call me up, oh, can you call your realtor? No, I can't call it. Why? Because you got one.
Right.
Well, and I'm cool. I'm okay. That's your friend. That's your family friend. That's your whatever you want to call.
Right.
Don't ask me to call Kaylee when you got a person doing that for you, paying.
Right.
Right. Because this is your livelihood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They ain't showing in, so they can't really ask the man nothing out.
That makes sense.
I'm kind of slow though. I have to.
Yeah.
You have to look at the word for the word, and you read it. When you read it, people try to put that demand on. You're a leader, but I ain't your leader.
Right.
You're a pastor. I ain't your pastor.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
You're a leader in the community. Not your community.
Right.
Because you're not following. Right.
Yeah.
So that's it.
That's true. Yeah. You want to close out on trusted advisors?
I think. We did a couple of weeks on relationship.
Yeah. And
I like the perspective that you use on number one. I think we got to look at how do you pick them. One, you got to have a list on what your expectation is from that trusted advisor. What are you expecting? What you're willing to give.
Right.
The one thing that you can give a trusted advisor is listen to what they say, because if he's sowing seed, we should get a return. He gives seeds to the sower. If I'm sowing a seed and the people I'm sowing into are not responding, when I say I'm not responding,
right,
then he stops giving me seed.
Right.
There's a demand on the people I'm sowing into, because why? Why should the Father give me seed if the seed I'm wasting?
Right.
So that's why you got to make sure that I'm not wasting ground. That I have a trusted advisor. I'm a trusted follower.
Right.
So that's the first thing is that the people who are giving you what you call advice, giving you direction, they've done it twice.
Right.
They've done it twice. They've done it twice what you're trying to do once in their life, so they can at least give you a blueprint, some weight as you're going in. So
that's a good word right there, y'all. We speaking on Trusted Advisors today with 100 Gems podcast, and y'all tune in to the next one. All right.
All right. Peace out.